So, what do you do when the ancestors start calling you? When they start to say, well, you need a potion room? What I did was I looked at my spare room, the room that just gets everything dumped in it, that is not being used that much at the moment. Um, and really, it's just a storage place for my clothes. I need to do something with this room, and I know just the thing. I think we need a potion room. I think I need somewhere that I can create wonderful concoctions, some fermented pickles, perhaps, store a few things. And this is the perfect room for it. I definitely am leaning more towards the sort of Victorian era type decoration. And so I definitely need a new potion room. All right, so first things first, we need a work surface. We need some kind of table, somewhere to be able to create my concoctions, create my potions, and I thought I would build one from scratch that would match the space within the room. I have a few tabletops and countertops that I got from a local auction, and I think that this one that I'm looking at now is the perfect one because it's already covered with a vinyl top. So because this is my first table that I'm ever making from scratch and I'm unsure what I'm doing, I need to plan the schematic out quite well because otherwise I won't know how long to cut things or what sort of dimensions I'm going for. So I am using a drawing program to just get a visual idea of what I'm building. I have it in my head, I can see it in my head. I just need to be able to put it on paper so that I can take it to the hardware store and say, this is the materials that I need for this build. My plan is to make it sort of standing height so that you can stand and work at it or sit on a bar stool and work at it so that there's enough space underneath for storage. I need it quite long because it needs to match the tabletop itself. So I planned it so that it's about 900 millimeters high or tall at least so that there's standing room and enough space to be able to kind of walk around the tabletop and be able to work quite comfortably on the tabletop. I've also put the spaces in sort of drawer height so that I can create drawers at a later stage. For now, they're going to be stabilizers, but in the future, I'm going to put drawers just underneath the tabletop. But that's another build. I think that's going to be a whole new learning experience all on itself. notice is that I've cut things with hand saws. I'm chiseling out the tenons here for the mortise and tenons. I'm going to be chiseling out the mortise themselves, and I'm not using big machines. I'm not using expensive machinery and equipment to do this work. One of the things that I wanted my channel to show is that you don't need these fairly expensive band saws or circular saws to be able to create something, to make something. You can do it yourself. It's not necessary to have all of those big expensive machines. So I've laid out the legs, and they are not the same length. They're not the same lengths. I feel like I need that like little hand on a stick going. Ah. Now, is that tomorrow's problem? Maybe. I guess I better fix it now. This I can at least file down. That's just a little bit, but these two I'm gonna have to saw. So annoying. Okay. All right. Let's do it. I'd like to introduce you to Bagheera. This is my newest adopter. She also walked into my house one day and decided this is a good spot, and she stayed. I think what often happens is people move away and they leave their cats behind, and it makes me so angry. But that does mean that I get to be adopted by the most friendly and the most beautiful baby girl, and honestly, their loss, my gain. I love her. She is beautiful. So the best way I can think to make sure everything is flat is to put it on the flat surface, all together, tied together, and we just sand it. Make sure everything's flat. So it's not that much of a difference right now, but some of them are sort of slanted. So I'm just going to make sure everything is flat. Cool. Alright, it's a little bit better. They are flat in the same plane in some areas. It's taken me maybe a good half an hour to get it to this point. I'm gonna call it good enough. Like that. This is a long one. This is the short one. So this is coming forward, so it's a short one. So it's this one. Alright, time for a dry fitting.
Do you want to come and help me? Do you want to come and help me? Do you want to help me do the dry fitting?
So let's start with Right, so I have a table now for my potion room, my still room, my fermenting room. It is going to be a very useful workbench. I made it this height so that you could stand and do things or sit and do things, and I'm very pleased with how solid it came out. I do need to work a little bit on my joinery techniques and just to refine those methods and maybe sharpen my chisels a little. But yeah, I'm very pleased with this first addition to my potion room. So yeah, so thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for the drawers that I'll be putting into this table, and for the rest of the room I'm going to start to create bookshelves, or just shelves for the cans and the bottles that I'll be fermenting, and decorating, trying to make it a little bit more twitchy. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.